Good morning, land of the brave and beyond, and a very warm welcome to today's Cabinet Committee briefing session. As always, we are coming to you live and direct from the Government Information Center studios. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning, yes, the 17th of July, and the time is exactly 10 o'clock. Thank you so much, Namibia, for tuning in. Now, to our first-time viewers and listeners, you are tuned into the Cabinet Committee briefing session, a national platform initiated by the Government of the Republic of Namibia, emanating from the Government Communication Strategy rolled out late last year by the Ministry of ICT. Now, this specific platform is initiated to serve as a conduit for transmitting information on government projects, programs, policy formulations and advancements, but also strategic implementations within the respective OMAs, that being offices, ministries, and agencies. And of course, the aim is to fast-track information dissemination across all organs of government to the general public. For this morning's edition, I am your host, Helene Felepa-Samuela, and I am delighted to introduce to you, Namibia, the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration and Safety and Security, Honorable Lucia Witbooi, to brief the Namibian nation on her ministerial update. Once again, Honorable Deputy Minister, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board this morning. You may start with your update.
Good morning. I wish to give background information on the few developments regarding the imposition of visa requirements for nationals of countries whom Namibia exempted from visa requirements but have not reciprocated Namibia's goodwill. At independence, Namibia decided to exempt several countries from visa requirements for holders of their diplomatic, official, and ordinary passports when visiting Namibia for a minimum period of 90 days per calendar year. Some of the countries, particularly in SADC and AU, have reciprocated to Namibia's good gesture. Over the last 33 years, many countries that Namibia has exempted from visa requirements have not yet reciprocated our goodwill. The reasons for not returning the goodwill remain unknown. We have also noted how in 2012, the Canadian government and in 2023, the British government have imposed visa requirements on all Namibian passport holders, despite initially reciprocated by removing visa requirements for Namibians. Since the exemption was granted 33 years ago, it is perhaps time to review and assess whether Namibia will continue giving visa-free regime to countries that have not reciprocated to our good gesture, perhaps based on other considerations. An option to consider is that all countries that have not yet exempted Namibian passport holders from visa requirements be imposed a visa regime for all their passports. Cabinet has further decided that to make it simple, all arriving passengers from the affected countries will qualify for visas on arrival upon paying the prescribed fees. The fee has been set at 1,600 Namibian dollars per applicant. As it is now, Namibia has decided to impose visa requirements to nationals of 33 countries. The number of countries has increased to 33 after we have reviewed and added 2 other countries. The nationals from these countries, however, will qualify for visas on arrival upon paying the prescribed fees and meeting the entry requirements in respect of Namibia. The entry requirements in respect of Namibia includes, but not limited to, a return ticket, medical insurance, proof of means and sustenance while in Namibia, not wanted by any country for criminal activities, and passport valid for at least 6 months on the date of arrival. The implementation date has been set to commence on the 1st of April 2025. As before, we assure the Namibian nation that all decisions are made to further the interests of the Namibian nationals. Thus, the government of the Republic of Namibia will always look at how Namibians are treated elsewhere for the system to take measures where engagements has not yielded the desired outcome. Secondly, I want also to share with the nation and to inform the nation about our national mobile mass registration program that is currently in the regions. The Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security is mandated, among others, to register births and adoptions, register marriages and divorces, register deaths, and to issue identity documents. These vital events are recorded in the population register, which the ministry is mandated to compile and to maintain. The registration of these events and issuing of ID cards within the confines of the Births, Marriages and Deaths Registration Act number 81 of 1963, and the Identification Act number 21 of 1996. These acts set out the requirements for the registration. This is in line with Article 4 and Article 15(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, which provides for the acquisition of citizenship and the right of the child to a name and to acquire a nationality, respectively. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 16.9, which Namibia stands by, calls for legal identity for all, including free birth registration. In order to make services accessible to the people in all the corners of the country, the ministry established civil registration offices across the country as follows. Regional offices for the registration of births, marriages, deaths, and ID services, they are 14. Then we have sub-regional offices, category 1. Registration of births, marriages, deaths, and ID services. And the sub-registration offices we have 17. For the sub-regional offices, category 2, registration of births and deaths only, we have 10 sub-regional offices that are dealing only with the 2 items. Hospital-based offices, category 2. Registration of births and deaths only, we have 23. So in total, we have 64 officers that are assisting our Namibian people. The ministry also conducts annual outreach programs to identify places and for specific target groups, such as those in hard-to-reach areas, vulnerable communities, and schools. This year, the ministry is conducting a mass registration outreaches to all the 121 constituencies, which started on the 5th of February 2024 and scheduled to end on the 31st of July 2024. These outreaches are aimed at providing national documents such as birth certificates, identity documents, duplicate documents, and to receive applications for citizenship for those who meet the requirements. We are working closely with constituency councillors, especially in the identification of registration points and in ensuring that the communities are informed about the dates of the mobile visits to their respective localities. This program ends, as I have already said, on the 21st of July 2024, and people are encouraged to make use of this opportunity. It must be noted that during this exercise, no applicant will be turned away, his or her details being taken, without his or her details be taken. We have people in Namibia who do not have national documents because they do not meet the requirements set out in the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia and the Namibian Citizenship Act of 1990. Act of 1990. These people, if they do not meet the citizenship requirement and of another country, they are stateless. In order to solve the problem of statelessness, the second Harambee Prosperity Plan calls for the regularization of the status of specific categories of undocumented and stateless persons. The issue of statelessness is receiving the seriousness it deserves from our government. The regularization of status of certain residents of Namibia, their foreign spouses, and their descendants bill was drafted to specifically cater for those who are still in possession of Southwest Africa IDs, their foreign spouses, and their children who do not meet the requirement of the current legislation to acquire Namibian citizenship. As I'm talking, that bill is at Parliament already, and soon we will motivate and table it. So it's for us a priority, as I have said. There is another bill which will deal with statelessness, namely the Statelessness Determination and Protection Bill, which will also be tabled very soon. As for the mass registration exercise, the details of undocumented and stateless persons are taken to ensure that undocumented and stateless persons who have been residing in Namibia are being recorded. Their details will be verified and their applications will be handled accordingly. The details of those who are undocumented and stateless will be captured in the functional register, which will assist in identifying and tracing them once the relevant bills to address the issue of stateless and undocumented persons are passed. I must state that the requirements for the acquisition of national documents have not changed. National documents are only issued to those who meet the requirements in line with our Namibian laws. Normal registration services will continue as usual at our civil registration offices countrywide. When we are done with this program on the 31st of July, the normal registration will continue. As at 16 July 2024, 94,317 people were served through the mass registration. The services provided include birth registrations, birth certificate duplicates, new ID applications, ID duplicates, ID collection, as well as registration, recording of stateless and undocumented persons. We thank the government through the Minister of Finance for, during a time of many competing needs, availing the funds that enable the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security to carry out this important exercise. In order to boost timely birth and death registration, the Ministry entered into a collaboration agreement with the Ministry of Health and Social Services to introduce e-birth and e-death notification system. There are currently 135 health facilities connected to the e-notification system through which vital events, the birth and the deaths occurring in Namibia, are notified electronically to ensure timely registration. This innovation promotes compatibility of government systems and to provides accuracy and credibility of the data captured on the National Population Register system. As at yesterday, 17 July, today is 17 July, yeah, yesterday, 17 July, yes, only 52,896 IDs out of the 93,019 IDs printed were collected, leaving 40,123 IDs uncollected. A table of number of ID cards printed, collected, and uncollected is also available. While the ministry is working on more effective strategies to distribute the IDs, including using the assistance of constituency councillors, members of the public are urged to collect their IDs at their respective regional offices. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Minister, for that very insightful update. Your dedication, together with your team, is highly appreciated and underscores your commitment for transparency and ensuring that the public service that is needed by the general public is actually received. I highly appreciate you coming over this morning. I am now expecting you, Honorable Deputy Minister, on stage. Yeah, and now the Cabinet Committee briefing happens in twofold at Namibia. And for those media practitioners or journalists that are present here today, the chance is now yours. You are humbly requested to step closer to the podium. If you have any questions that you've reserved for the Honorable Deputy Minister, kindly step closer to the podium, briefly put them or post them to the Honorable Deputy Minister so that she can clarify some of those issues that you may have. Is there no questions from the media in the House? All right, that only means then, Honorable Deputy Minister, your update was quite clear. I, however, want to just follow up on an issue or one of your remarks that you made earlier. You mentioned that the mass registration is ending on the 21st of July. I just wanted to know, for somebody that maybe is hearing it for the first time, is there perhaps any at all possible way to extend this very critical exercise?
Thank you. As I have mentioned, the program is scheduled from the 4th of February 2024 up to 31st of July 2024. However, the program, this mass mobile outreach teams will, the program will concluded on that date. However, our regional officers, our sub-regional officers are open to render those services to our Namibian people. So they can still go there, apply for their national documents and attend it to. And besides that, on the program, on our plan from the ministry, we also have our outreach programs. Outreach programs that are on our annual plan. So every year we are going out, especially to the hard to reach areas.
Right.
So it is there. So it will continue.
Areas.
It will not end.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's refreshing to hear, because it's quite a problem, especially in the remote areas. You find stateless people there, especially. I'm from the northern area of Namibia, but you would see those that reside at the borders of Angola and Namibia. You would see that you would find that they find it difficult to get the services they need because they are stateless, meaning that they have no documentations whatsoever. All right. Now, Honorable Deputy Minister, without any questions from the House this morning, that brings us to the end of the discussion here this morning. Unless I would just want to, before I round off, give you back the platform to just say, maybe you have last words that you would want to say to the Namibian nation.
Yeah. Thank you. First, as I have mentioned, we will, as a ministry, thank the government through the Ministry of Finance to avail funds for this very important program. We must understand this program was done 1997 last. So it's since independence, this is the second time.
Right.
So we thank the government for availing funds. Then I would like to also thank the public who came up in numbers up to today. Even last night I got a call. They came here, Home Affairs came here, but around 80 people stand over because they could not attend it too. So the public really stood up in numbers to take part in this program. That gives us a message that the importance of a national document. Therefore, this document is very important. Therefore, I ask also our Namibian people to take care of their national documents. Right. It's a very important document, so please take care, because we came across that broken IDs and so on. So really take care of your national documents. Then our plea to the public out there is to to really make your way or try your best to come and collect your ID. Because this is our biggest concern. There might be contributing factors, but try your best and collect your ID, because this is the challenge that we are sitting with.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honourable Deputy Minister. For the Cabinet Committee briefing session this morning, that is all the time we had. Please stay tuned as we bring you information sharing session shortly after this with the Public Service Commission. Stay tuned. We will be back shortly. Thank you, Namibia.